Hello everyone and welcome back to another Minecraft video. Today our tutorial is on this cozy little fairy tale cottage. Perfect for your fantasy villages with the large mushrooms, flowers and all of the little details that we have added. It's worth pointing out that in the tutorial I am building the whole thing on a flat ground. The video that you're seeing now I have built it on a raised terrain doing some terraforming around. So if you want to build it on that first, then I suggest building your terraforming and terrain first, then going ahead with the build. But that all said guys, let's jump straight into the tutorial. So as always guys, we're going to start the video off today with a note of the dimensions. So you can take a screenshot here. Then we're going to come down and on top of every single one of these temporary blocks we're actually going to use the mushroom stem. So on the ones we have the yellow and grey concrete are going to come up by 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And this small section here with the blue and white, these are going to come up by 3 blocks like that. Okay, once you've done all that and placed down all of the walls, you'll see I've placed another piece of dimensions right here with the concrete. This one is actually raised up as this is going to be a second story up here. So if you want to take a note of these dimensions, I will pop that on the screen for you to take a screenshot. And then what we want to do is just on top of these, so these blocks will be getting deleted, but on top of these we want these to be 3 high, the same as this one here. So just do that all the way around on the temporary blocks, then break away the temporary blocks if you've placed them in the same as I have. So you should end up with it looking like that. So you should have this now, and you see the shape starting to come together. We have a large section here, a smaller one for the front entrance, a higher up top section, and then one more to the right hand side. Now what we want to do is take some white concrete and come in and just add in some texture just by doing this, adding it a little bit randomly, keeping it nearer to the bottom of the build, maybe have 1 or 2 spreading upwards. This way it's going to add a little bit more texture to the white. The white concrete goes well with the mushroom stem, so do that all the way around, keeping it in small little patches like that, and then you should manage to texture out the entire build. With the texturing complete, it should look something along these lines here, with the white concrete mixed in patches just to break up the mushroom stem texture. So we're going to add in the roof now and take a spruce plank and place it right in the corner there, and place 2 at that side. We're going to take a spruce slab on the bottom half of the planks, and then the top half of these mushroom stems, and then the bottom half again. Coming round, we want to add spruce planks to the corner blocks again, with the slabs coming at the bottom half of those, and then slabs again at the top. Planks once more in all of the corner blocks, with slabs on the bottom half of those. Coming round to the same on this side. This corner one is going to be planks, and then in the corner again, bottom half with the slabs. Repeating that pattern all the way around. Adding in some more slabs at the bottom half of these blocks and the top halves of the front facing walls. Planks again, slabs at the bottom, and then finally a little slab right there, and that's going to be the first layer of our roof. For the next layer of the roof, come on top of the mushroom stem blocks and place in a spruce slab. So do this all the way around. Then behind those spruce slabs, place a full spruce plank, just like that, and then it goes up just by half a block like that, you see. And then again we can do this all the way around, filling in these blocks here as it goes round to the back. Then take your slabs once again. This time though we're going to place it on the bottom half of these blocks so it's 1 higher than what we have already. And we're going to just follow the line, but this time instead of placing it on the corner, we're actually going to follow it round like that, including these blocks at the backs. So once again, just follow that line around here of the roof you already have. And you should be left with this gap. Then we can just fill it in with spruce planks, all of the gap that is remaining. And you should be left with this shape. Once again, follow that round on the other side as well. Okay, you'll be left with 2 circular looking roofs, and I wouldn't worry too much about getting it exactly perfect, as at the end of the build we're going to be messing all this up, adding in moss, grass, leaves, bushes, bamboo, all sorts of things, bits of stripped spruce wood, planks, trapdoors, everything we can just to mess it up and make it look a little bit more rustic. So I wouldn't worry too much about getting everything perfect at this stage. But moving up to this upper section, and the roof follows a pretty similar style, so we just put 2 planks in the corners and we want slabs on the bottom half of those, like that, and then we want slabs on top halves of these blocks, and this gives a bit of a curve. Once again, planks in the corners with slabs on the bottom half of those. As you see, it gives a nice bit of shape there. Follow that the entire way around. Then once again we place the slabs on top of the white where we have the mushroom stem or white concrete. Fill again spruce blocks behind these planks like so. This time we want to keep the corners like that as we follow the line around. Then spruce slabs to finish it off. We want a temporary one there, and that way we can just fill in this entire area that is left with the spruce slabs. With that done, we have one more roof area to go, but this time we're going to add a little bit of a different colour. We're actually going to use dark oak planks and stairs and things at the front of this just to give it a little bit more of a change and signify that this is the entrance. So if we take our dark oak planks and place it in top of these 3 front mushroom blocks, and then 3 in front of those, we want a dark oak stair underneath of the side ones with a slab coming from either side of those on the bottom half of the block, and a slab directly on the middle. Behind that we want a full block to come out and extend one more from there. We want a stair underneath of that, and the same on the other side. Then we want a full block behind that one again with slabs on either side to give this nice little archway shape. Then to finish off the roof, we're going to go back to the spruce and connect it up to this wall. So we take our spruce slab on top of these wall blocks, come down and place a spruce slab on the top half of this block here, but actually use a dark oak slab in the corner one. Coming up, we're going to actually step this up half a block and then another half, and coming down we do the same on this side as well. Then we just stick them out one more from where they are. On the end one, we're going to do a full block there and a full block there. For these ones though, we're just going to stick with the slabs, connecting them all the way up to the back of the wall with a full block in that last one. In fact, place that one with a full block as well, and that should be it done. Now it's time to add in some windows and our doorway, so come underneath of where we have the dark oak and break away these 2 blocks right here in the centre. The mushroom blocks will do this on the side when you break away an adjoining block, so what you're going to do is just break them and replace them if you don't want that texture. Then place a door directly there, a spruce door in the middle. Want to place 2 temporary blocks there and there and use spruce trapdoors on the sides of those temporary blocks, breaking those away and adding in a spruce slab on top. Come to the left and in the very centre of this wall right here, break away the middle. Once again, you may have to replace some of these mushroom blocks to get rid of that texture. Place a dark oak fence in the middle with a temporary block in the middle of that. Spruce trapdoors on either side, break it away, one on the bottom and a slab on the top. Move round to the left and the middle of this wall, we're going to add in the exact same window design. So replacing those blocks, dark oak fence, temporary block with trapdoors either side. Break that away, trapdoor on the bottom and slab on top. Left again and you're round to the back of the build, and in the centre of this one, we're going to do one more window. Then walk round, skipping this wall here, leaving that plain all the way around to this side of the build where we have this open wall, and just once more we're going to add in the exact same window design here, and that's going to be all the windows for the bottom floor. For the top floor, all we're going to do is add in one little window right in the very centre there, so just break that away, again replacing your mushroom blocks if you need, and then place dark oak fence in the middle. This time we're not going to add in any of the spruce detailing around, as there's going to be leaves and things up here that's going to get in our way, so we're just going to leave it like that, and it's a nice bit of variation between the windows, between the bottom and the top anyway. Now we're going to turn our attention to this right hand side, as we're going to add in a tree trunk with another part of the build on top. So we want to come into the side, and at the side of this wall right here, in one and out from where we have this slab sticking out, place a stripped spruce log, and this is going to go 8 high, so 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. To the right of that we place another 4 high, and then turn, and to the right and behind that we're going to do another 7, so 1, 2, 3. You need to break away any blocks, then do so. 4, 5, 6 and 7. Turning it again and breaking any blocks away you need in this last corner here. This one's going to go 11 high. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 and 11. Landing back down to the ground to the left of this block that we placed first, place 3 high of these stripped spruce logs. Then 2 in the front and the middle. 1 to the left of that and 1 diagonal, then 1 diagonal to the right. To the right hand side now and bring 2 up in the middle. And this back section, bring that up by 3. 1 in front of those, 1 in front of that one, and then diagonal to that one again. Then come round to the back here on top of the slab right in the centre there, bring that up by another 2 stripped spruce logs. Come round and you should have this little gap here if you want to go land all the way down, and then bring that all the way up until it meets just in line or just underneath of these slabs right there. Then you want to take a temporary block, as we're going to start bringing it out a little bit. So if you count down 3 from this front section here, so 1, 2, 3, place a temporary dirt block. Then place stripped spruce logs going 9 high. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9. Then count the third one up, 1, 2, 3. On that third one, place a temporary dirt block again and bring those stripped spruce ones all the way up to meet with the top. Then count 5 up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. On the fifth one, a dirt block again, bringing spruce logs up to meet with the same height as the 2 ones we just placed. Come round to the back, place a temporary dirt block beside the top of this one here and bring that up to the top where we just had those other ones. Finally in the middle here, place it 2 away from the very top, 2 stripped spruce logs again. And that's going to give us a nice tree trunk bending off to the left slightly. That's going to house another build on top. Starting the platform at the top of this tree, place a spruce plank on the middle block of spruce log right there. Bring it out by 2 on each one of the sides. Then join those up and to a square. So you should be left with a 5 by 5 platform. On the edges of this platform, the top half of the block, place in some spruce slabs, missing out the corners. You should be left with a platform that looks like this on top of our tree trunk. So taking our mushroom stem blocks and our white concrete blocks once again, the same way we done down there, we're going to add in a little building on top of here. So come to the very centre and place in a 3, miss out the corner and 3 along, miss out the corner again, 3 along and finally 3 along like that. These ones are all going to be 3 high as well. So you should be left with something like that, just needing to add in the texture using the white concrete, the same as we have done down below. Off this roof, we're going to add in a dark oak section similar to the we did down there, as this is going to have a little doorway as well. So we'll take a dark oak plank either side in the corners, dark oak planks running along the top of the wall, dark oak stairs upside down with slabs running across of those, slab on top of the 2 middle sections going up. For the remainder of the roof, we're going to add in the spruce planks and things, so it takes some spruce stairs either side with a slab in the middle, spruce planks in these 2 corners, stairs either side, plank again, stairs either side, slab again, and then slabs on top of these wall sections, and fill that all in with spruce planks like that. Don't worry again if it's not exactly perfect, as we're going to be messing all that up with some grass, logs and moss and things in a little bit. Then at the front of this little build, break it with these 2 blocks again, as this is going to be a doorway, replacing any blocks of mushroom stem that you need to. Place in a door on the inside of the block this time. Come on the outside with a slab, a spruce slab on top with spruce trapdoors either side of those. Then we're going to add in a little balcony, so you want to take some dirt or some temporary block and place it all along the edges. This is just so we can place in the trapdoors to add a railing. So leaving out the middle one, we're going to add in a regular oak railing using some trapdoors on all of these temporary blocks. Then break away the temporary blocks, and on the corners you want to come on the inside and you place your oak trapdoor like so and like so, and that gives us a nice oak railing going all the way around this little platform at the top. For the final few finishing touches on this tree section here, we're actually going to add in a ladder to the front to help us get up and down. So come under this very front section with an extra slab right there. Then turn and place 5 trapdoors, 2, 3, 4, 5, and open those up. Then underneath of those, place a slab with a slab in front. It's a temporary slab with one at the side of that, and replace your slab there. Turn and place 2 spruce trapdoors and 1 underneath of this slab. Another spruce slab at the side of this trapdoor. Turn and face out the way, and then again we're going to add in spruce trapdoors going all the way down to the ground. Then we can take our ladder and we can place it in front of each one of these spruce trapdoors all the way up to this section, and then again all the way up on this section, and that means we can access the top section if we are playing this in survival. And to finish off this tree area, we're actually going to add in some more details and things. The first thing we can do is take some stripped dark oak logs, and we can actually replace some of these stripped spruce logs, and the textures match up quite well, and the dark oak is just that little bit of a darker shade, so you can swap out a lot of these to add in some texture to this tree. Then what we can do as well is that at the bottom we can add in some spruce slabs down here with some trapdoors as well. Add in some spruce fences and some fence gates sticking out like little branches. And you can do that all the way around in different configurations, and there's no real right or wrong answer to this, it's just whatever you think may look good, and then you'll have a nicely decorated out tree. And there we go, with all the details added, the fences, fence gates, trapdoors, we have the stripped dark oak wood in here, and the tree is looking a lot better and more decorated now. So let's move on to decorating out the rest of these roofs. For the roof decoration, we're going to add a lot of greenery and foliage on top of these roofs. So we're going to use a mixture of moss blocks, grass blocks, coarse dirt. We're going to have in some grass, tall grass, bamboo, and then a little bit at the top of the bamboo, as well as adding in some leaves at the very end. But if we just come in and you want to just replace some of these spruce blocks with your moss, something like that, again, the messier the better, because we do want this to look overgrown and as if it has been taken over a little bit by nature. And then remembering add in some of your grass blocks as well. Once you've got those done, you can add in some grass or just use bone meal if you're doing this in survival. And then round about the centre sections here of each one of the 3 roofs, I'm going to add in a bamboo piece of detail. So I'm going to add in a few more of these on this area here. And then I'm going to add in 1 bamboo there and there. I'm going to bone meal these a couple of times, maybe do 3 and 2 for this one. I'm going to put a little flower pot on top of those with a flowering azalea plant in the flower pot, and it's a nice bit of detail. Then again we could add in some more of the grass like so, and also come in with azalea leaves and flowering azalea leaves just to surround this build, maybe like that, hiding away the base section, and you have a nice bit of height on top of the roof. I'm going to copy this on this middle roof here. I'm going to copy another time once again here, and then I'm going to copy a smaller version on this roof, and then we can take a look at how it's going to turn out. Alright, so if you attempted that, you should have something now it looks like this. As you can see, what we've done here, but we mixed in some of the moss and grass, replacing a lot of the spruce planks and slabs that we had. Then we added in some more grass, or using bone meal if you are in survival, adding in a few of these bamboo shoots, maybe like 4 or 5 high with some flower pots on top, adding in the leaves and flowering azalea leaves. As you can see, then I've repeated it on the top with them going a little bit taller, and again at the back and the middle sections of each one of the main roofs really, and again a smaller one at the top. Then I've added in a few more patches of grass in the corner sections here and here at the front. I think this works again for this build just because it is making it look like it is more in tune with nature, and it is overgrown with all the leaves, flowers and the bamboo. What we can also do for a final last piece of detailing for these roofs is take some stripped spruce logs and any of the full blocks. So these ones here are full blocks, and I believe these ones as well are full blocks. We can replace those with some stripped spruce logs just to give that extra little bit of wear and tear and texture, as well as adding in a few spruce trapdoors around the place, with again making sure you're placing them on any of the full blocks here. And we can do that again all the way around. Things are coming along well with the build now, and it's time to add in some more of the finer details that's going to add a pop of colour to this build. So the first thing we're going to do is, taking with this nature theme, we're going to add in some large mushrooms coming from the tops and the sides of this build. So the first mushroom is going to be right at the front. If you come and land beside this window on this corner, place 3 mushroom blocks going up, then come in and up by 3, so 1, 2, 3, making away that little slab there. Then place 2 little blocks either side to look like the bottom of this stem. Then taking the red mushroom block, place 3 on top of the stem. Then 2 on the side and 2 on that side, 1 at the front and 1 out the back at the bottom. Bring the sides up and the front as well. Then place 2 more in the corners going around, and that's our first little mushroom at the front. Then we're going to add a brown mushroom out the back, so come round to the very back here, and above this window here, come up, and then in the block behind our edge you place a mushroom stem, and that's to go 3 high, so that's 1, 2, 3, and then come in by 1, then come up, come back towards you, and then up again. Take your brown mushroom block this time, place 1 on top, and then out by 2 on each one of the sides. Fill in the corners. Then on this left hand side we want to add an extra 2 blocks here, and then we want to do a triangle shape on top with it coming out of the sides, sort of like a fish on top, but that's going to give a nice bit of unique and natural shape to this little brown mushroom at the back here. We're going to come round and add in 2 more red mushrooms and 1 more brown one at this side. So around about here where we have the middle section of this, we're going to add in a mushroom stem again, just about there, coming up by 2, out, and then up by 1 like so. Then we're just going to add in the mushroom block similar to what we've done at the front, but this time we're going to do the shape a little bit differently, as we're going to extend those ones out like so, and then just give an extra few blocks here and there, just to give that extra little bit of shape. For another mushroom section we're going to actually just put it here, but this time we're going to hardly see the stem, so we're just going to break away some of these blocks right here, and this is going to act as the middle of the mushroom. So it's going to do something like this. Again, you can play around until you get a shape that you're happy with, but I'm going to go something like that. I think it'll work for our mushroom in this section. And then finally, like I said, adding 1 more brown mushroom around about here. So a couple of stem blocks and then a couple of brown mushroom blocks on top. Again, this one's going to be a little bit more flat, as that tends to be the shape of these brown mushrooms like so. Alright, so if we take a step back from the build, we're getting there with the details, but we notice that there is a lot of height on this right hand side and not so much here on the left. So we're going to fix that now by adding in a couple of large flowers here to the left. So for our first flower, come to this left hand side, and just beside this window, we're going to do on this edge block right here, we're going to have a lime terracotta going up by 4. 1, 2, 3, and you need to break away that little slab and do 4 right there. Then bring it out from the build and 4 again, so 2, 3, 4 like so. Then place some magenta concrete on top with 1 in front and 1 up, and do that on each one of the sides going up like so. Place a temporary block, then have 2 magenta concrete come up, temporary block in this corner with a magenta block on top of that. Come round to the other side with 2 magenta blocks against our temporary block, and then 3 out the back like so, and break away that temporary block, and it's a nice flower shape. Then we want to use pink concrete on the ends just here, but randomly again, just to make it look different shades of this flower here. We're going to add 1 more of these flowers in. If you come right round to the back, and then at the side of this wall here, bring a lime terracotta up by 4 again, breaking away that top block. Then on top of this block here, want to go up by 3. Then want a temporary block with a block beside it, break that away, and this is going to be 4. Come round to the front again, temporary block, 1 beside it, and then it's going to be 3. And take your magenta once again, bring it up by 2 on all sides. Bring the middle up by another 3 blocks. A temporary duck block on the left hand side, and then we're going to do 2 on the front, 3 on the side, and 4 out the back. And you can go in and replace that temporary block. Then adding your pink concrete, replacing some of these blocks just to add in that shading. And with that, the final pieces of decoration I've put on the exterior are very minimal, but we'll go over them. I've done a few of the logs and things here as another branch coming out this way. Coming round to the right hand side, I've added in some crops and things here with some melons, using some of the sea pickles and candles on top to look like little stems, and I think that fits in nicely with the nature vibe that we're going for. As we come out the back, I've added in a small little tree, using again some more of the logs and things, some of the azalea leaves and flowering azalea leaves. Then round this side we just have more leaves on the roof and draping down the side with some storage barrels, chests again, filling out this little area right here, and some more leaves again on the left. And there we go, the build is now all complete, and as you've seen from the start of the video, I'm showcasing the build that I've done here on top of some of this terraforming and terrain, where we have a nice change of elevation, and sometimes in builds it does help to give that extra bit of character, having a little ramp or hilly area leading up to the entrance. We have some water, some ponds, and we have put a lot of the moss and grass and bone meal around the area, some custom trees as well, just to settle it in to the environment around. I do hope that you enjoyed the video, and I do hope that you liked the build. If you did, leave a like, consider subscribing if you'd like to see more. And with that, I want to thank you very much for watching, and until the next one, bye bye.